What's good, y'all? Kyle Loftus here, and today we are doing a cinematography breakdown of my latest music video with Abi DiFabio, Love Me. Without further ado, let's check out the music video and then dive into the details.
Action! Makeup good. Getting up. Walking over.
I'm in this room, but feels lonely without you. Can't get you off my mind. I've got you all, beat it twice a day and more. I drove 2 hours last night. Every time that I kiss you, every time that I feel you on, gonna break if I miss you, gonna leave when I need you closer. Every time that I kiss you, every time that I feel you on, gonna break if I miss you, gonna leave when I need this feeling every time that you hold me. It's like I will never be alone. Cold nights are killing me slowly. Wish I could never let you go. That I've been lying to myself lately. I try to make up all the mess that we've been facing. Even if I leave, even if you find somebody, we belong until we die. There's no room for anybody, cause all I think is you. Now we're strangers dancing, you say, baby, what you wanna do? And then we say we need to try, but we never get it right, boy. Come over, wanna show ya. Every time that I kiss you, every time that I feel you, oh nah. Can I breathe if I miss you? Can I leave when I need you closer? Every time that I kiss you, every time that I feel you, oh nah. Can I breathe if I miss you? Can I leave when I need you closer? This feeling every time that you hold me. It's like I will never be alone. Cold nights are killing me slowly. Say you love me, say you love me.
All right, welcome back, y'all. First and foremost, gonna break down the gear that we utilized, and then we're gonna go from scene to scene, how we shot and made this music video happen. So first of all, we shot this on the Ursa Mini Pro G2. I used a Canon 16-35 L Series USM version 3 f2.8. Additionally, a Tamron 24-70 f2.8, and we also used a Canon Macro 100mm f2.8. Lighting wise, all Nanelite lights, so we use the Nanelite Forza 200 as well as the Nanelite 60B, and we also use the Nanelite Pavo tubes as well to light the various scenes and setups. That was the main gear we used. Pretty much all shot either on sticks like I'm doing now or handheld. For the opening sequence, we did use the glide cam system, so that was really the only other additional gear we used. And then in regards to directing and transmission, we used the Hollyland Mars 400S Pro. So we used that kit for wireless transmission. And that was pretty much our gear, guys. So jumping into this music video, how did we create it? So first and foremost, the first scene we created, the intro look, right? So her leaving from the makeup table to entering her first scene. So we wanted to intro and begin this video with kind of really bringing you into that world of showcasing that. So we have her leaving from the makeup room to the first scene and setup. So what we did is we set up the first scene look. We make sure we had good lighting and white balance, transitioning from the makeup table to that scene and sequence. So we had to kind of control and alter the lighting and scene a bit with the makeup station as well. And then again, in regards to filming this, we used a glide cam system. We did a couple walkthroughs just planning out, you know, when she was getting up, how she was moving, where she was landing, striking a pose, and pushing in, and just all the movements with the glide cam as well, and making sure we hit our marks and did the timing right. In regards to lighting, we used what I'm using right now, the Forza 200B with a softbox. So we set that up to be the main key for her. And then we used the Forza 60B by Nanelite for a hair light. We threw a backdrop seamless tear sheet with kind of like this almost like salmon tannish color, and then like a hotel cart in front and some plants just to create more of some props and scene and give that style of like a high-end luxury or fashion shoot. Again, kind of the style and look we're going for, this like behind the scenes look at a fashion shoot with a music artist. And so that's really how we captured that first scene. Again, just kind of working out the timing. So I was on direction using, again, the Hollyland Mars 400S Pro system and connecting that to my Portkey 7-inch monitor. So I'm monitoring that and helping guide Herb, who's my operator on the glide cam. Again, as he's moving, you know, I'm giving cues. So makeup's done, let's get up. I'm cueing her to walk. So we're walking over, moving with her. Strike a pose, so that cues her to strike. Then I tell, you know, push in, so he'll push in. So I'm cueing them with all these movements and stuff to making sure we're really hitting our marks and doing this as effectively and efficiently as possible. Then moving on from there, the great thing is like the scene one is already set up, right? So all we did is we jumped right into the scene, we started shooting our content. So we had Marcia Bradley, who was on there as a staff photographer, grabbing shots as well. We had her just essentially be like talent, be an extra in the video. So we actually let her go ahead and just capture real life photos too. So she actually is using her flash. She's capturing actually incredible, awesome portraits using her 70 to 200. And it just made for such a better scene, right? We really created this world and this reality of like she's actually on a photo shoot getting this work done. And again, we did that. We intermixed that kind of standstill shot on sticks with you know, a version of I did handheld, where again I was kind of just moving with her, getting that performance, again shooting on the shadow side. And then lastly, you know, we captured some B-roll in this area. Again, it's supposed to feel playful and like a fashion shoot, and so we knew we wanted a lot of B-roll stuff. Her drinking wine, again playfully smiling at the camera, doing a spin, posing differently on this giant hotel cart thing. So again, just being playful, having a bunch of fun, different little things that go in there that shine a little bit as to her personality, but really fit and coincide with, you know, the concept of the video. Then from there, after that, again, we've already got the hair and makeup station set up. So all we did is we had to wait for you know, Abby to get actual hair and makeup changed. So each scene and location, we're utilizing a different setup we're using a different setup physically, but she's also wearing a different outfit and getting a different hairstyle. So we waited about 40 minutes while she got hair and makeup done, and then we shot the new sequence at the hair and makeup station. Now this is pretty much as is with lighting, like great lights for the hair and makeup station. So like we didn't really need to use any of our own lights. The only thing we did is we actually took away light. So what you can actually tell with some of this BTS content is I grabbed half of a V flat, because for whatever reason the V flats at the studio were all broken. I grabbed half a V flat and threw that in front of half of the mirror. And so what that's really doing is it's just, again, controlling and shaping the light a bit more. So we have this full wide mirror with all these bright lights shining on her, right? So again, we have a flat image. Everything on her is lit up extremely well, which is great for hair and makeup. They want to see everything. But when we're filming, when we're trying to make something captivating and cinematic, it's just such a flat image. It's not visually intriguing. It's not interesting. So pulling that V flat half over, covering half the lights, it creates more shape, right? So she has a bit more shadow and contrast going on. And so again, it just creates a bit more visually interesting of an image. So we shot one shot on sticks where, you know, I'm just focused on her as well as what she's seen in the mirror. Again, her just kind of going through this hair and makeup routine. Like again, she's getting ready for a photo shoot for these different looks. Again, just playing on the idea and the concept of the video. And then I also came in and used the Canon Macro 100 for close-ups. So, you know, I came literally at a full like side angle with her, and I'm just really getting close-ups, focusing on the finer details, like her, you know, touching the necklace, messing with her earrings, the lips, again, like really focusing on these beauty shots, right? Again, like it's supposed to feel like this fashion shoot. So again, all these elements again are adding to that concept, like coinciding with it. So again, capturing all these beauty shots here. And that was really it for the hair and makeup scene, guys. From there, we moved on to the next scene and look. So again, we didn't really necessarily do an outfit and hair change. Well, we changed up the hair for this one, but the outfit pretty much stayed the same relatively. Of course, we take the suit top off, so it's a bit more of a casual look for this next scene and location, which is her on the couch. So this is kind of this couch scene pose, and giving it this really cool moonlight look. So almost like there's, you know, again, like street lights or like a moonlight shining in super bright from the outside. It still felt flat. The image just, there wasn't a lot of contrast or differentiation. The depth kind of lacked. And so I was a little frustrated, was close to scratching this whole scene and look and going to something else. But again, creative problem solving, guys, that is our profession. So I thought, you know, how can we move this a bit further? How can we make this more interesting? So I grabbed some gels, I took those outside and I threw them on the light. So that then created more of this, again, purple magenta. So it was a bit more interesting, right? There's a bit ominousness and mystery to the outside there, and the background. And it helped create a little bit more depth, right? So we're creating depth through light, but also through color. So we have different color in the foreground as compared to the background, and we also have different lighting levels. So again, that's creating more separation, more depth, more contrast, and thus a more cinematic image. Additionally, we moved the couch away from the wall. We pulled that further out to again separate her more from the background. Again, adding to that depth, separation from foreground to background. Again, adding to making it more cinematic. I'm gonna stop saying that, but I just want to reinforce it to y'all. And then after that, you know, we brought in the key light. We did a top-down look again with the Forza 200 and softbox. So we had a pretty nice image, but it wasn't quite there. And so, you know, I wanted to add a little more color and wanted to find a way to separate her from the background a bit more. And so what I did is I grabbed my two LED panels and I put one to like this fuchsia blue, and then the other one I set to magenta or like a purple. And so we have those shining at the sides. And again, it's just kind of creating this nice side light / hair light on her and just creating more color. And I love how the lights actually lit up and hit off the leather of the couch. That is something I did not plan on. That was a happy accident, but man, it just looked really nice. So adding those side lights, man, it just took the image and the look to a whole nother level and went from like, I'm not sure about this, to holy shit, this is freaking awesome. So we were super stoked on it. From there, we just added in some haze. Again, we did a look standstill on the tripod. Again, this is a theme I wanted to put in the video throughout. So a lot of shots on sticks where it's just a slow push in. Create a cinematic and you know, visually interesting shot without having to put in a lot of effort in the actual production process. So we captured it like that, and then again, you know, we did a take where I just went handheld and shot from both side angles to get that differentiation in color. So some with, you know, focusing more on the magenta side, whereas others on the light blue side. And both sides, they just really looked fantastic. It was really nice look. And additionally, keep in mind these side lights, I don't have them on super bright or super harsh, so it's not like, again, it's super overpowering on the sides. Like the main key light is still that top-down look, and so there's still a lot of contrast and contour in her face. And so again, it's still very visually interesting, intriguing. And additionally, on top of that, you know, we definitely captured some B-roll content as well. We shot that in 60 FPS. We shot that separately, so we would just play the track and literally spend, you know, 2 to 3 minutes, like just, hey, all right, let's try you calling on the phone. Let's see you like twirling the chords. All right, let's do the same thing, but maybe like laying on your back. Oh, you can read through a magazine. You're contemplating a boy. So different scenes and setups like that for the actual video. And that was really that third look. And then the last look that we did was, you know, kind of this guitar sequence that we knew this was something we're going to bring in at the end of the video. So something important to keep in mind with music videos is you don't want to show all your cards at once, right? You don't want to reveal everything at once. So if you have 4 different performance looks and they're all awesome, that's great, but you don't want to show all 4 looks within the first 40 seconds of the video, because otherwise, like, what's the point? Where's the development? Like, where are we crescendoing to if right from the get-go it's like, and then just the whole time it's just tailoring off, right? Because people have already seen it. They've already seen the best parts. There's nowhere they're getting led to. And that's why it's important to have story or some essence of story as well, I believe. That's a personal opinion. Anyway, so this specific look here we knew was really gonna sit at the very end of the video. Lighting wise, Forza 200B, we did that at about a 45 Rembrandt angle look. And then we used some Pavo tubes. We set those in the back behind the TVs. So these TVs were actually at the studio location, which was great. So we got to use those, set up this cool, like rustic, like vintage pop, punk rock little scenes. We have all these old broken down TVs, this on-air sign, which was just a great set design and look in and of itself. And out on top of that, we do a really nice Rembrandt 45 look to light her up. And then, we added the LED panels to red to kind of create and light the space a bit red. And then behind the TVs, we have this ambient red pulse going on to, again, just create more separation from the background and the foreground, to backlight well, to create visual interest and just really add to the set design. Like, I don't even know, just like adding so much more to these broken down TVs and just the ominousness of like, what is this light source coming from? Why is it going on? Like, just more interest to the video. Again, we shot one shot on tripod sticks, straight on wide, and then we did a handheld version. I kept it relatively wide for the handheld version, and we stuck with the 16-35 lens for that as well, simply because, she's playing the guitar, and so I wanted to be able to capture her face, her close-ups of that, the details, her emotions, and the vocals. But I still didn't want to lose sight of that guitar, right? I want to be able to see that in those sequences of shots as well. So made sure to keep those both in frame, her and the guitar. And that was really it, guys. That was the final scene and look. Again, the gear, the storyline, the lighting setups. All right, y'all, that's it for the video. If I missed anything or you got a question or concern, drop it below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate the support. If you've got a friend who's interested in music videos or cinematography, anything like that, be a better friend. Share this video with them. They'd greatly appreciate it. I know they would, as I appreciate y'all. Again, please subscribe and hit that alert button. We've got new videos coming out constantly and consistently. More cinematography breakdowns, more tutorials on lighting, directing, and I'm super excited to start releasing some content this year on the business and back end side, how to actually grow and scale a profitable and just incredible video production company, building partnerships with brands, connecting with commercial clients, increasing your prices every quarter, etc. Just so excited to share with you guys. All right, y'all, I'm Kyle Loftus. That's it for this week's episode. I'll see y'all next time.